Good morning, guys. Welcome to the Team Animal Call. I hope everybody's good and well on this Tuesday morning, the 20th of February. We have 8 days to go of these awesome special offers, awesome kit offers, and it's really time to dig deep and crank our business. Now, we have a special guest for you today. If you're watching on YouTube, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. If you're watching the team page, don't forget, here we are. I can add Amy. There we go. Add Amy. Add. Hey, that was easy enough. I am just adding Amy Niche to the call right now, and she will be joining us today. Hello, Amy.
Hello. Can y'all hear me?
Oh, yeah, we can hear you. Technology works today. Oh, my God. I love this. How are you, Amy?
Good. And you?
I'm good. Thank you very much. And thank you very much for joining us today. I know you're a stay-at-home mom, as Amy would say. So I know this time, unless Millie's at school, I know this time it can be crazy busy. But thank you very much for joining us today, Amy. How are you doing?
You're very welcome. We are doing great. Thank you. So, oh yeah, y'all can see France. Here, I'll get up on my chair. Can y'all see the mountains up there? So.
Oh my God. Have we got snow in the mountains, Amy?
There's snow up on the
Amy.
mountains. I think we're going to venture up there this weekend, maybe. Yeah.
I like it. You hope you got your Fitbit thing on, Amy. Okay, I'm going to introduce Amy, and then I am going to pass it all over to Amy, and then I will dip in when she is finished. So Amy joined, I think it was about 2 years ago now, about 18 months ago. Correct, Amy?
Exactly 2 years ago, February 1st, 2016.
Wow. Well, congratulations to you. And as you can tell, Amy is a native French person with a real hardcore accent there. Amy is originally from Texas, which is in America. Obviously, everybody knows that. And she moved to France with her husband, Mika, who is French, not knowing the language, not knowing anybody, and has managed to build and is building some really great foundations for her business. Amy went on to recruit 24 people in 2017. How awesome is that? Not knowing anybody, not being from the local area, but even worse, not even speaking her own language. And so Amy's going to share with you some tips today. When I speak to Amy, you will find out if you ever get to chat to her business-wise, which I hope many of you will. She's a very natural entrepreneur. I always tell Alexandra that. What did Alexandra say about Amy yesterday? I can't remember. It's still early in the morning, but she said something like she is definitely a superstar director in the making if she continues being consistent. We can't just say, hey, Amy's going to be a superstar director, and then she stops working, which I'm sure she won't. But Amy's going to share with you some tips today on how to make money from parties, how to make money from follow-up, and how to, what was the last one? How to build a business when you absolutely no one. So what I want you to do, Amy, I want you to concentrate on the video, and then if anybody has any questions, I will ask you at the end, okay?
Okay.
Okie dokie. So I will pass you over now to Amy. Mish Osborne Mish, whichever way you want to go. And I say that wrong every time, so that's okay.
That's all right. Thank you for the compliment. I actually saw President Bill Clinton in London, and I went to an entrepreneurial event in London. I got off of work and I said, hey, I want to go see President Clinton speak, and we talked about how we need entrepreneurs in the world. So thank you. Yeah, I took what I learned from there and I applied it to my business. So
thank you, Bill.
Yes. So I want you to imagine where I was in France. So I used to live in Metz. Okay. My husband worked 40 minutes away from that city, and it was a really great location because we were 30 minutes to Germany, to the east, and 30 minutes to the north was Luxembourg, okay? It was a great location. I was supposed to get a job there, but no one wanted to hire me because I didn't speak 3 languages, but since he didn't care that I didn't speak French, German, and the Luxembourg language, okay? So I signed up and I knew I needed to learn fast. So I was like, I want this shooting star award. And I did a flashback to when I was a little girl selling Girl Scout cookies. And also, I used to sell car wash tickets. I used to go door to door selling car wash tickets to pay for my cheerleading uniforms. So I was like, all right. So I sent Mika, my husband, off to work with warmers, wax, and the catalogs and testers. And he had his secretaries go and collect orders. So we did it just old-fashioned way that just never go, that always works. It's foul-proof. So anyway, so we did that, got the shooting star like that. But I know, and we have to recognize that this is a party plan company. So I planned a home party in Mess, a town where we didn't know anyone. We were like 3 hours away from friends and family and 40 minutes away from where coworkers lived. And only 2 people came. So that's all right. So if people don't come to your lunch party, that's all right. You're still going to be successful, right? So I planned another one with Mika's family. That was a huge party, but it was 2.5 hours away. And Scott told me, always listen to what Scott tells y'all, okay? His advice is priceless, and we need to follow it. So Scott told me to really focus on Mess. Mess is a great city, 300,000 people, lots of money, lots of, just a great city. So I needed to focus on where I lived, even though I didn't know anybody and I didn't know French. So I had gone to a dentist appointment 30 minutes early. So I was like, all right, I will go make a hair appointment and be brave enough to get out my product sheets that had always been in my purse. And I was like, all right, I'm going to do it. I'm going to just try my hardest. And if someone doesn't understand me, I'm just going to go out on Google Translate and show them what I'm trying to say. Okay, so I made it personal, and I said, actually, you don't know this, but you cut my hair 6 hours before I had my little girl, Millie, and I just started a new company called Scentsy, and we sell home fragrance, and we just launched in France, and I think you would really like it. Would you like to borrow one of my warmers for like a week? And Mika, my husband, he wrote out a script for me, like word for word what I needed to say. So if someone didn't know what I was saying, or if I got nervous or shaky or whatever, I could hand the paper. Actually, I would stand next to the person, so literally you could like read word for word what I was trying to tell them. And she was like, yeah, I'll do that. So not only did she agree to this borrow bag, but she said, I'm going to tell my friends and family about this. And she wanted to book a party. And I was like, oh my God, this is awesome. So I did that, and I went to some other places on my street. I remembered a nice lady that my mom had bought shoes from. And, some people said yeah, and some people said no, and that's all right, because I didn't care about the people that said no, because the people that said yes were actually really, really nice, and they, you could tell that they liked this kind of thing. So that was good. So it was so good to help, because local businesses also want to support other people who are a small business owner as well. So culturally, I noticed that the French love a dinner party. So I would bring warmers to people's homes, and I would say, we would just be sitting around, because people would want to know, like, what do I do at home all day? I don't work, and I've got this baby. Like, what do I do? So I would say, like, I've got something American I want to show you, and I think you're going to love it. Do you want to see it? And it'd be like, yeah, because dinner parties in France are like 6 hours long sometimes, and it gets really boring. So anyway, so I would take the warmer out, and I'd plug it in, and they'd be like, wow, that is so pretty. And I'd be like, do you want to leave it in your home for like a few days or a week or whatever? And 9 times out of 10, they would end up loving this warmer, and they would just buy it. And it was just an easy way to sell Scentsy like that. So anyway, my next thing. And you need proof that you are selling these amazing products, because I use Facebook a lot, but you need to know that you're actually selling this, that you've got customers, that you use the products and they're awesome. So don't be afraid to Don't be afraid to private message your clients and ask them to take a picture of their warmer, the car bar, their diffuser, whatever they bought. And please ask them to post it in your VIP groups and for them to say thanks and allow others that you're really selling this product, okay? Because I always tell this to my team, you won't sell Scentsy unless people see you using it in your home and your customer's home, okay? Also,
what's that, Amy, about the diffuser? Share that diffuser tip. You can't sell a diffuser unless...
You will never sell a diffuser unless you have one yourself, and you will also never sell a diffuser if you say it's expensive, because it's not. I always tell people that I want you to go out and find a diffuser that's got a lifetime warranty. You won't. I get customers all the time that waste $100, €100 on a diffuser, and I say, okay, so after 1 year when it doesn't work and you don't have a warranty, come back to me. I'll get it for you lower than that because you're going to have a party and we're going to help you get that diffuser half price, and it's going to be more beautiful, and you can even get your oils for free because you've got that credit with it as well. And also, I always tell my clients, I do each fragrance system. And I said, if you're using like more than 1 bar of wax a month, that's already cheaper than the diffuser because one oil lasts me 1 year. Okay. And you only need like 2 or 3 drops of the oil, right? The oil is €15 in France. And yeah, 1 bar of wax is $9.25. You do that times 12, or you do 2 times 12. So yeah, it's less expensive, and the fragrance is instant in a diffuser. You could instantly smell it, and it's natural. So, but you've got to read your Bible. You've got to read this.
So remember that, guys. Remember that your
product training. Sorry, this is in French. Your product training guide is in English. So this is your Bible.
So remember that that's your Bible. If you want to sell diffusers, you actually need one for yourself. And salon benefits, not price. You know, if you go in there thinking it's too expensive, then unfortunately, you know, my dad thinks a Mars bar is too expensive, so he ain't going to buy one. That's just the way the world rocks and rolls. You go in there, like Amy says, think it's a great deal, your customers will sense that you are giving away a great deal. So, sorry, Amy. Keep on going.
The same with the Scentsy Go. I said, do you know you're a bit silly paying $9.25 for a car bar every month when if you would just buy the Scentsy Go, the fragrance pods are 240 hours that you can control. You cannot control the car bar fragrance, but you can control the Scentsy pods. And these Scentsy Go's are awesome and they last forever. So anyway, so also when you're starting out and you don't know anyone, give Scentsy as gifts. Guess what? Every person who has the last name Miesh in France, they have tons of warmers, tons of scent packs, tons of everything, because I always give it as gifts. These are really nice products. You need to give it as gifts. Not only that, because you're supporting yourself and you've got a great discount, and it's something that people will love. And then post it all on Facebook. Also, this is one that gets overlooked a lot, that not a lot of people talk about. But take advantage of the CrossBorder Agreements. I was really itching to sell Scentsy in my native language, English, and I thought, wow, you know, we can sell to Luxembourg, one of the richest countries in the world. I'm 30 minutes away from it. I just got my French driver's license. I'm going to figure out how I can do this because people speak English there. So let's apply it. If you're in the U.S., you need to branch out to Canada. People in Canada make really good salaries, okay? So say you're in Europe, focus on the rich areas of Europe. And obviously you need to recruit all around the world because it's awesome. Every morning, it's like Christmas morning. I wake up, I go on the workstation, I said, oh my God, so-and-so had a party last night in America and she did awesome. Or, you know, it's just like all day,
and Amy was
something awesome's happening in my Scentsy workstation. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, what did you say?
I said, and you're sleeping while she's partying.
You're just like Britney Spears. You are sleeping and making money while sleeping.
Hit me, baby, one more time.
Exactly. All right, so let's go back to Luxembourg. Okay. So I was referred to a lady, And I booked several events with her throughout the past year, and she became one of my best customers, okay? I asked her maybe 3 times to book a party. She finally did. And she just became like the ultimate addict. And also, you need to figure out who you relate to, because those will be really good customers for you. So I relate to expats. I relate to moms who stay at home, you know, and I also relate to people who are from small towns. And you need to just write down stuff about yourself and how you can relate to those people. And that'll be good for building a team so you can relate to people, and also like your customers as well. So anyway, moving on. So I always suggest adding Scentsy into your daily life. So in America, we use this term called like side hustle. Scentsy is my side hustle. Okay, well, this is how you're gonna incorporate your side hustle into your daily life. So I decided to teach English here in France because only 3% of people know English in France. And I thought, all right, like I still want to be at home with Millie, because if I wasn't at home with Millie selling Scentsy and teaching English, she wouldn't know English herself. She would only be in a school, only speaking French, and coming home and hearing me get in French, and she wouldn't get that English. So that's part of my why. Why do I sell Scentsy? Because I can be at home and I can teach my daughter English. Okay, so anyway, so I teach English in my home, and I incorporate Scentsy with my students. You know, I say, this is what I also do. I also speak French. They always ask me, Amy, do you even speak French? Yeah, and I learn it with Scentsy. If they're adults, I invite them to my next party. And if they're children, then I invite the parents to my parties, because they see Scentsy in all of my rooms. They see that my house smells good, and they want to know what it is. It just launched here. So that has worked. That worked really well in Mess. And now I'm starting completely over here, almost 3 hours away in a totally different region. So I'm doing the same principle again. Who are really good clients? So look for people that are smokers, people that don't have kids, or people that are empty nesters. And those people will make the best Scentsy clients.
If you light up a cigarette, guys, Amy's going to be chasing you, okay?
Because I'll just be completely honest with you. Most of my customers with Scentsy, they don't make a lot of money, maybe like 1,000 euros a month, but they're still buying 232 euro diffusers and 70 euro warmers, because that's what they like. There's a market for people who like that. And it's not about that it's expensive or whatever. It's because they like it. They like that kind of thing. Like, a lot of people like to go shopping, but maybe it's hard to find the right clothes that fit, or they don't, you know, but people want to spend money and do something. So that's why Scentsy really appeals to people with shopping, and they want to go shopping. And where did they go shopping? At home parties. So anyway, what else did I do? I taught at a language school for 3 months, which was a horrible experience. But because people spoke English there, I took advantage, and I brought, when the manager was on holiday for 2 weeks, and what I did is I brought new Scentsy warmers every day. I was doing borrow bags, and everyone at that language school bought Scentsy. But what it also taught me was, once you work for yourself and you're a stay-at-home mom with Scentsy, you don't want to go back into the corporate world, because it's not fun having a manager anymore. And I was like, I'm not ever doing that again. I really need to make this work, and I need to sit down with my husband and have him help me learn more French, and how I can just really make Scentsy a full-time income, because like I just really couldn't do that anymore. I didn't want to go back to work full-time, and I miss my child. And at the end of the day, now I'm making just as much money as I was at that language school, but I'm only working just a couple hours on the weekends, having parties. So so this one was something that I really learned and grew from, is when you book your parties, you really need to communicate with your hostess. learn about how to combine and save and focus all of your attention on the diffusers at the party. So I had made the mistake of not asking one of my hostesses what her wish list was. I had no idea she had wanted to book a party to get a diffuser. And if I had known that, I would have totally made her party into a basket party to take stuff into work, which was she worked with Mika at GE, and to also have her invite more people to her party. So definitely ask your hostess, like, why are you having this party? Like, what's on your wish list? And then you can really help that person get what she wanted. And it's okay if you make mistakes. I've made tons of mistakes with Scentsy, but as long as you grow from them, that's the main thing. Make your parties fun. We have so much fun in our parties. We drink wine, we play games, and we just have a blast. And that's why in Mess, when I was having parties every month, and the same people were coming to the parties every month because, we made it fun. And that's the main thing. If you make it fun, people will come back. For the follow-ups, I always show my customers, who are my addicts, all the new stuff. Like, this is why you need to buy Scentsy this month. And I try to send them videos of stuff. Yes.
The kits, Amy, the new kits. Are you referring to the new kits this month?
Yes, especially the new kits, and show them, like, this is what I learned when I went to World Tour, and this is what I learned when I went to Reunion, and I represented France, and I did this, and, it's good like that. And also try to follow what your customers are doing on Facebook or Instagram, and so you can ask what they're doing in their personal lives. Not just make it about Scentsy, but make it about, their kids or something that they're passionate about. You will have customers that buy from you every month, or you'll just have like a once a year customers. And I have learned that it is nothing really to do with me. Maybe they just wanted to support my business, or maybe they really just need a sip and sniff or a home party to really show all of the products. Not a lot of people know that we have laundry products. I never sell laundry products unless it's at a home party, because you really have to demonstrate it. You have to show clothes that you have washed with the laundry stuff. And you really need that home party to really show everything. You can't always show everything like that in a borrow bag or at a vendor event. You really need to do that at a home party. Also, make sure that people really understand how Scentsy works. Sometimes with the people that hadn't bought wax in a while, I'd go over to their house and I'd be like, so how do you like your Scentsy? And they'd have like the wax filled up to the brim of the dish. And I'd be like, no, the wax doesn't evaporate. You have got to clean that out. Like, 1 cube of wax lasts for 12 hours. And normally I do 2 or 3, so it lasts me about, 1 or 2 weeks. And after, you have got to clean that dish and then add new. And I would just, don't lecture it about them, but make it funny and be like, that's like adding a bunch of Coke in your whiskey and Coke, and you're never going to experience the alcohol. So, make it funny, have fun with your business. How to book parties. I watched a call with Jen Audette, and she would always tell her customers something like, well, why don't you just book a party and get that 6-pack of bars for free? And then I started saying that, like, if their orders were quite low, like in the 40 to 50 euro range, I'd be like, why are you paying that? Let's just book a party. You can even book it at my house. It's easier on me because Millie can go play in her room, and I've got all of my stock. And I lived on the 6th floor of an apartment building with no elevator, and I surely did not want to haul that stuff down in my car. So anyway, I would make it really fun and inviting and say, like, let's just book a party and get that for you for free. There's really no reason to pay full price with Scentsy. And really explain that, ask them what they want, and really explain that, yes, you can get this for free and half price if go back to your previous party bookings and like point to those people on Facebook and say, and this person got a diffuser half price, and this person got this, this, and this half price. And if you want to have a chat with them and tell them, ask them how easy it was to get that half price, you know, just don't be afraid to, don't hesitate to ask them, and be really transparent in how it all works. Also, don't be afraid to ask someone maybe 3 times before they say yes. And this goes with party bookings and recruiting, because people get busy and they forget that, you know, they wanted to do that at some point. So it's all right. Okay, I feel like I'm going a little bit off topic, but I really wanted to take a moment in front of everyone and truly thank Scott and Alexandra for believing in me, because this time, 1 year ago, they came to Mess to visit little old me, a lead consultant at the time, and they came, they met me, and they convinced me to go to the family reunion, which was in Scotland last year, and just to simply create a friendship. So later that same month, I hit star, and I've been star for a really long time, but you know, that's all right, because I keep growing my team and attending Scentsy events, and most importantly, talking to Scott and Alexandra every day. They keep my spirits up, and I just went to visit them last month for a world tour in Spain, and I stayed at their house, and we had a really great time. So here's something important to remember. The relationship with your sponsor and your business has a direct correlation with how well you do, because there's going to be times when your spouse will not understand your relationship with Scentsy, but obviously your sponsor and your director will. So
that is a great point, Amy, and thank you very much for coming and having us. But it is always important to build relationships, and many people like come to me all the time. Oh, my husband says this, and they like wanted me to go all protective, like, your husband's an idiot, you should be in Scentsy. But that's not the case. I try and understand where they come from, and sometimes it's just about slowly catch your monkey with your partners and spouse, you know. So sometimes, especially with males, and people can come to me with this question all the time because I am a male and I kind of understand. But it was awesome having you here, Amy, and you're welcome anytime, as long as, and with everyone else, as long as it's good behavior, of course. But you really are, you know, a leader in the making. I'm a big leader in the making. One of the things I remember about our Mets trip last year with Amy, it was me, Alexandra, Thea. I think Millie was at school. We walked into the shop, and I know little French. I don't know hardly any. I know bonjour, but I know bonjour, je m'appelle Scott, a few numbers. But I know bougie, Amy?
Bougie? Candle?
Bougie is candle. And we were in, maybe, I think it was Lush. And then Amy's like talking in French to the person at the sofa, not the sofa, the till. And I hear, bougie, Scentsy bougie. And I'm like, oh, geez. So Amy just went over and approached a lady about her Scentsy business, gave her a business card, and got her details. Okay, I don't think she's joined or bought, but if Amy does that continually, and I know she does, business will come to you. And we can relate a lot to Amy because we would be in obviously the same position, but in Spain. Apart from Amy's French is probably better than my Spanish, and Amy's Spanish is probably better than my Spanish. So we kind of really relate, and I know a lot of people here. And what we see in Scentsy is, especially our businesses, you get these people come in 2,000 or 3,000 PRV for the first 6 months because they know lots of people locally, and then they've used all their local people, and it starts to drip off. Where with people like Amy and people who don't know that many people, you're already started outside your box. So the only way is up. You know, it's not, if you haven't gone like this and gone like that, the only way is up. And you are a fine example of, like, for those in Australia, there's a few Australians or New Zealanders now. Amy has basically moved from Brisbane, which would be a big city, to Alice Springs right now, okay? So I don't know if you guys would understand that, or somewhere halfway between Brisbane and Alice Springs, in the middle of nowhere. But Amy will go and make relationships. She will go and speak to people. She will go and book parties because she has a passion for her business and people can follow that. And myself all the time, like yesterday, I was speaking, I will tell you a story. Last week, for example, I'll tell you a story. I was, trying to get a borrow bag out there to a French person, not a French person, a Spanish person. And my Spanish was so bad, told them, and, pardon my French, I told them that my daughter had 4 bum cracks when I was really trying to talk about Thea, and they started laughing. I'm like, what are you laughing about? And then one of them spoke English and told me, I said, you just told me your daughter has 4 bum cracks. So people love that you try, and people follow you when you try. When you try, it doesn't matter if you don't, when you try, that is a great tip. Okay, I'll see if we've got any questions, Amy, if you don't mind. Okay.
Just one more thing I was gonna say about how to build your confidence when maybe your husband doesn't understand. But watch movies about women who are inspirational. I just watched the documentary on Gloria Allred, and it was absolutely amazing. And what she said, and then I changed it around to focus on Scentsy. But Scentsy is not a 9-to-5 job. You work when you're at your best. So for me, it's when Millie is napping or at school. It's not a sacrifice. It's something that I want to do. And lastly, it's a commitment I made to myself.
Love it. Yeah. I love it. Okay. So I love that quote, Amy. I love it. See, like I said, Amy's a natural entrepreneur. Okay, we've got a message from Melissa Lua Pepper. Build relationships with your upline. Okay, Amy. I think Amy meant upline director, superstar director. But they are truly inspirational. But at the end of the day, your sponsor does not have to make this business. Yeah, absolutely right, Melissa. Some people can just be sponsors and sponsor somebody, and maybe they're not too keen on the business. So you have to go up and find inspiration. But our business will work. We work our business. Yeah, great tip there, Melissa. Slowly catch the monkey. My boss says that all the time. Has anybody any questions, guys? That was a really, really good call. Doing home demonstrations always sells my diffusers. Boom, 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 boom. Okay, let me roll back down. Okay, I'm sure people have questions, so you can find them afterwards. But thank you very much for your time, Amy. You don't mind if people may send you a friend request, if that's okay? If you want to, Amy does some awesome things on social media too. Another tip I want to share what Amy does is that, because she says she speaks to us all the time. So I'm always I'm kind of blunt. I always kind of think to myself when I message people, do I just get straight to the point or do I beat around the bush? Do I just go, hey, Amy, how's the recruits going? Instead of going, hi, Amy, how's your day been? What have you been up to today? Okay, how's the recruits going, Amy? So I'm just pretty blunt, and she always tells me that she's going through her whole list of potential consultants from a year ago, and she asked them. And like she says, she asked them 3 times. She's always continuously asking them. So always remember that. Angel, booking parties from other in your home instead of going out is a good idea. It is a good idea. And Amy would live on, like she said, she doesn't live there anymore, but 6 stories. And I think I did about 20,000 steps. I'm only exaggerating there, going up her stairs to get to her house. So yeah. And I had to go down for the pizza all the time. Oh my God, that's why I ran the pizza off. That's great. Okay, thank you very much for your time, Amy. I'm going to load this up onto YouTube too. Give me half an hour, guys. Okay. But feel free to send Amy a friend request. Watch what she does and have an awesome day, evening, wherever you are. Always remember, you're always in control of how good your day is going to be. So thank you very much, Amy.
Thank you. Bye-bye.
We will see you next week. We will see you all next week on a call, okay? Hasta luego. Bye-bye. Au revoir. Au revoir, Amy. Bye-bye. Bye-bye.